All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Complexity Casting presents HoN Tour Live. I'm your casting host, Beef, bringing you this Gold Division matchup, lower bracket finals. DrDz taking on Pencils. And, well, DrDz is up 1-0, coming back from the lower bracket. And they're looking very, very good, guys. They were able to take out Vitriolic Gaming 2-0 earlier on today. Will they do it once more and take out Pencils 2-0 right now? Well, we'll have to find out. Pencils only one game away from being eliminated right now. And, well, they need to put it all up. They need to bust out any kind of tricks that they have in the book. Otherwise, they are going to be eliminated. And DrDz is going to be going on to the grand finals to face off the big boys. It's going to be tomorrow morning. So we'll see if DrDz has what it takes. Guys, let's get right on into this game. Blind bands coming out. Tremble and Parasite, Ophelia and Tempest. So going to be going with the Tremble band once more. These teams really do not want Tremble going to be making it out again. And then, of course, the Parasite band not making it in this time, as we did have Fine playing that one last time, but no. Legion team actually bans out that hero, so they didn't have a whole lot of success with it, but they're not going to be giving it to the other team either. And then, of course, right here for Ophelia and Tempest, those strong ganking, pushing type heroes with the big team fight potential, not going to be seen either. Getting into the lock-picking stage, we do have Keeper of the Forest, Fade, Tundra, Pebbles, Plague Rider, and Pharaoh all being locked out. So, of course, Keeper of the Forest starting it off with a strong Suicide with the jungling potential. Fade, Tundra, they do a lot of the same things. Even Pharaoh does a lot of the same things with the initiation potential, the gank potential, and, of course, the map control with the Tormented Souls, the Reflection, and, of course, the Bird. All three of those heroes do similar things. Another strong Suicide coming out via the Plague Rider, and of course Pebbles makes it through the banning stage this time, and he will be making it into the locks. We'll see if DrDz chooses to pick him up with their second lock pick. Who knows? Who knows? Getting into the bans, Pablo McDad of the Pencils team chooses to ban out Moon Queen, Zephyr, and Jeriziah. So that's what he's going to be going with. Of course, the Moon Queen ban wants to make sure that Fabelli won't be getting that. And as we remember from the last game, or the last series, Moon Queen was picked up in the first one, dominated, and then they went with Aluna, Pebbles, Meraxis, Engineer, and what was their last one? Was it Wretched Hag? Bubbles? Something like that. And then like a Suicide. So the DrDz team went full man mode, no jungler, just pure ganker. We'll see if it happens once again, but already I can see a little bit of a deviation. And Zephyr, the Bird, being banned out, as well as Jeriziah, so do not want to have to deal with either of those heroes as well. Wild Soul being banned out by Pew again. He leaves Warbeast unbanned. We'll see if Pencils does choose to pick that one up, perhaps. Magmus and Bubbles also enter the banning pool. So those heroes not going to be available if either team wanted to pick those, as there's the Warbeast that I was talking about. Engineer is the first pick for Pencils. He's going to be teaming up with the Warbeast and the Wretched Hag as... Okay, hold on. I think I had this backwards. Did I have this backwards? I did have it backwards. The other team had the Pebbles Meraxis combo. Game 2, they went with Soul Stealer. So they're going to be doing that once again. So, yeah, interesting. So Pencils picks up the Warbeast, the Engineer. They grab the Wretched Hag as well. And they finish it off with Keeper of the Forest as well as Fade. So their team has a lot of initiation potential with the Fade, the Engineer, and the Keeper of the Forest. Wretched Hag even. And then Warbeast brings around the pushing potential as well. Glacius, Soul Stealer, Aluna. And they finish it off with Pebbles and Tundra for the Hellborn team. So both of these teams look so strong. DrDz breaking out the Soul Stealer for the second time in as many series. Somehow I'm not on D&D. So let's go ahead and get that one fixed up. That was a fast drafting stage, guys. That was a fast drafting stage indeed. So let's get into the game, though. Going to be sending Keeper of the Forest to do his thing. Suicide Taunt being played by Pablo McDad. Engineer, he's going to be doing his thing middle, most likely with the Fade. Very strong combination between those two heroes. Going to be Sweet Pro on the Fade as well as Bassett's on the Engineer. Warbeast going to be doing his jungle thing. Fine going to be playing the jungler. And Flensmeister going to be playing solo short on Wretched Hag. A matchup that he's probably okay with, as he will in fact be going up against, I would think it's going to be Soul Stealer and Glacius or Luna. Soul Stealer plus a support, going to be their long lane. That's what they've been running. They put the Moon Queen, they put the hard carry in the long lane, and somehow it just works. It shouldn't work, but it works. And I don't know. It's weird. They're going to be soloing short with the Tundra. This is going to be kind of like the Pebbles that they had, excuse me, the Pharaoh that they had in the last series. They put the Tundra there, they allow Tundra to get his levels, and then once they start to lose the long lane with the Soul Stealer, then they move Soul Stealer into the short lane where he's able to farm, say, at level 5 or so. And I like their rotation, their options there. I really do like DrDz's lane setup. It's pretty cool, and I really like this avatar. I'm super jealous that Pew has this avatar. I play a lot of Glacius myself, and I picked up the HoN Glacius avatar, and now I'm super jealous that I didn't pick up the Snowman Glacius avatar, because that one is sweet. And there is a tri-lane in the middle for right now, as Warbeast is actually making his way over into the enemy team's jungle. Going to be using the creeps to actually move them toward the Ancients, most likely. Move them toward the Ancients, most likely. No. Odd. Very odd there that he didn't use them. I don't know why Warbeast was up there in that position, to be honest. If they weren't going to be dragging him to the Ancients, of course. Pablo McDad wants to be able to get those creeps onto the tower and start working on them that way, but very, very strange indeed. Middle lane, it is in fact going to be Glacius Pebbles matching up against the Fade Engineer combination. This is where a lot of the action is going to be taking place, so we'll keep a close eye on this lane for any kind of bloodlusts. Bottom lane will be the Soul Stealer or Luna, going to be going up against Flensmeister solo on the Wretched Hag. So Flens once again might have a little bit of trouble in this lane as Burning Shadows goes out. The Keg is there, unfortunately not the best of turrets. Stalagmites is there as well. Where's the Chuck? Does not have enough mana for the Chuck just yet. And if he did, that Fade would certainly be dead. So you got to question the items a little bit here for Sven. If he had been able to get, say, one more of his minor totems instead of the Runes of the Blight, have his support maybe buy those for him, then he would have been able to score first blood onto Fade right there, which would have been a huge, huge deal. But unfortunately, was not able to get enough mana for his combination there, and Fade walks away. Pebbles does pick up a bottle. Yeah, there you go. Bottle is delivered, and so does get that one. We'll be able to chug back up, and as he hits level 3, he will have enough mana for the combination. Engineer and Fade on the other side. They're these teams are very similar. The two lineups right there, as Tundra is actually doing a nice job putting out the harassment onto Keeper of the Forest with that cold shoulder. Not looking bad at all. Into the bottom lane. Let's see how this matchup is actually stacking up, as we do have Soul Stealer. There's a big dive going on up top, it looks like now. Tundra is actually just going to be hanging out there. Stalagmites do go in the middle lane. Burning Shadows is there. Chuck, the Keg's going to come out and Engineer with a nice Keg. He's able to push himself back out of there. Bassett's perfectly placed Keg. So lots and lots of action going on in the middle lane. And, well, Glacius is going to be able to get that bottle. Picks up the double damage with it. So back to the CS here in the bottom lane. Flensmeister currently at 3-0 as opposed to the 17-7 of Soul Stealer. Now, when Soul Stealer was doing this lane last time, I believe it was against a Meraxis. Yeah, it was Meraxis Engineer versus Plague Rider Soul Stealer. That sounds about right. And Soul Stealer was not able to get the farm that he needed in lane. That's not going to be a problem this time. He's going to be able to farm just fine in this lane, And the problem here is that they want to move him back up into this top lane. They want to be able to do that so that the support can actually go in and start stacking up the jungle for Solstealer to clear up. And they also want to move him into a little bit safer of a lane once Warbeast starts hitting level 6. Because if Warbeast comes out of the jungle, starts trying to gank the Solstealer with a level 6 Wretched Hag there as well, Solstealer very well could die. But Solstealer doing a good job of fighting back down here as he puts out a lot of damage onto Wretched Hag. It's probably about the first time that he did attack her in this lane, but Luna picks up a double illusion rune, excuse me. The bottle picks up an illusion rune and gives it to Luna. So with that, she might very well be able to get a gank going on here in the middle lane where double damage does just expire on Pebbles. Now, Luna activates those illusions and is going to try to bait out some spells here. Perhaps maybe even find that Warbeast and harass him just a little bit. But I think more than anything he was trying to bait out some spells on that Fade. If he's able to get Fade to waste Burning Shadows, not a waste right there. Turret's going to come in. The Keg is there. Keg unfortunately misses the Cole. Trying to turn it around. Stalagmites, auto attacks going in onto Fade. And Fade goes down. Bloodlust in favor of the Hellborn team. Pew picks that one up. Will they be able to score 2 right here? Engineer's in trouble. Gets the freeze off. And there's the power throw. Pew gets a double tap. And he's looking pretty dang good here on Glacius. Back up to 187 gold per minute, which I guess that's where you stand when you're at 0 creep scores and 0 creep score and 2 in terms of hero kills. Top lane, Tundra forces Keeper of the Forest pretty far back. Tundra's doing very well up here, being played by Zlintz. I feel like he's kind of the MVP of this team. He did an awesome job as Jeremiah in game number 1 of the last series, and I don't remember who he was playing in game number 2, but, you know, they were able to win that one. I think he might have been Pharaoh? I think he was Pharaoh, actually. Yes, he was indeed Pharaoh in the second game, and he did well there as well. And now, farming well on Tundra, 290 gold per minute, as opposed to the 160 of Keeper of the Forest. So DrDz just off to a roll again in this game and again in this series, looking fantastic. Aluna, she's trying to get around there, doing a little bit of roaming with Glacius. They're going to go around 1 in each direction with this Warbeast only being level 5. Power throw goes out. Warbeast will have to retreat here in a moment. No, not going to. Emerald Lightning going to be going out as well. And Soul Stealer comes in. Fabelli cleans up, and he's able to pick up his first hero kill. Great job right now from the Druidz team. Being able to actually get in there, get the kills that they need as Tundra dives deep here. He just is not afraid whatsoever of what's going on at this top tower. He says, this is my house, you get the hell out. And Druidz just feeling that way in all their lanes. They might go in for a kill here on the Wretched Hag. Long range Demon Hand connects, and Hag takes a lot of damage from that. Only 350 HP left at this point as she's faking around with the blink. They're going to be going in. Power throw does not connect, and Hag will be able to get out of there. So nice job with Flensmeister, able to actually bait out that power throw and keep himself alive. Keeper of the Forest takes a charge right there. Tundra activates the Ghost Marches and will just back right on up. And what is this bird carrying for him? It's just a health potion, so want to activate that one, and he'll be able to get back in on Keeper, no problem. Stalagmite's coming in from Pebbles like he wants to make something happen. No, he just wants to be able to get a little bit of damage done to those creeps and be damage fade just a bit. And start to chug up that bottle as Piercing Shards go out in the top lane, just clearing up Keeper of the Forest's minions perhaps a little bit. Now, Engineer is down here. He wants to be able to score a kill. There's the Keg. The turret's going to be coming in. Pretty nice turret. Bat Blast is out, and they're going to turn it around. Huge hand right there with the power throw. Down goes Wretched Hag. Turnaround indeed. Fabelli picks up his assist right there, and, well, Fabunko gets a kill. Now, Ultimate activated from Warbeast. Will he be able to get the Soul Stealer before a port out? Looks like Soul Stealer is in some trouble for sure. And Soul Stealer trying to turn it around onto Engineer. They do manage to get the kill. Fabelli and Fabunko just looking so strong down there in that lane. And Warbeast, he might actually not get the kill onto Aluna. No, the Hellhound gets the last hit. And a double tap there. Very well done for the team down to the bottom. Sweet Pro in the top lane, though. Level 6 Fade connects with Tundra to actually, or excuse me, connects with Keeper of the Forest to get the kill onto Tundra. Well done, and now Keeper of the Forest might be looking to push this tower down. If anybody TPs up into the top lane, this Pebbles that is Invis will be able to score a kill onto the Fade. Unfortunately, Fade just got invised. And that's a 27-second invis as they're going to go on to Keeper of the Forest. Burning Shadows onto Glacius. Nice job interrupting the Glacial Downpour. And unfortunately, they're not able to secure a kill. And both of the members of the Legion team actually do fall back. Tundra was there as well. But without any kind of vision, they're not able to spawn out the Invisible Fade or Keeper of the Forest. Not able to secure a kill. Luna going for a deep ward here in the jungle. They need to shut down this War Beast. As Pencils, I mean, they were kind of decimated in the early game, but they might be recovering a little bit. The Fade getting back up. No, not really. The experience per minute chart is a lot less grim for the Pencils team, that's for sure. As a lot more even indeed. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to pick up a Haste Rune here. It does pick that one up. So the gold per minute chart, I mean, it's abysmal for the Pencils team. Soul Stealer farming so well. Even with that death, he's still doing very well. As Reflection comes in, Burning Shadows, the call, the auto attacks there from Warbeast, and down goes Soul Stealer. I don't know why they haven't rotated yet, as Engineer does take a fall in the middle lane. Pebbles utilizing his combo to secure that one, but they need to rotate. They need to put Soul... If Soul Stealer goes bottom again, I'm going to be mad. Soul Stealer needs to TP top, and they need to bring a support with him, as Burning Shadows is going to go out onto Glacius. They do catch him. Sonar Scream comes in, and down goes Glacius. Power throw onto Wretched Hag. A nice root, though, the chuck of Fade onto the Wretched Hag, and down she goes. Looks like Luna wants to go again, but no, Burning Shadows not going to be used. Luna not scared, though. Great job from the Druidz team to actually pick up the kill right there after the return. Gave up their captain's life, but were able to get a return kill for sure. And where is Soul Stealer? Soul Stealer is top now, so great. Soul Stealer will be able to get the kills right there. It's an easy 200 gold. As long as he gets the last hit on the tower here, then he's going to be looking golden. There it is. Fabelli up at 380 gold per minute. Take a look at the stacks. Nothing has been stacked just yet. But as soon as they get 2 or 3 people into that jungle at the 55-second mark here, they will be able to get off multiple stacks. And Soul Stealer will be well on his way to farming extremely well. Put to pause being called once more by the Pencils team. Unfortunately, they did have a crash. Pew wants a shout out to Doom. But nobody knows who that is, Pew. You got to shout out to people that people know who they are. I guess he's somebody in their team. It's fine. Does time out right there. No big deal. He'll be back momentarily, I hope, as long as he can reconnect. Sometimes that can be a little bit of a problem. I always love when I get shout-outs. I actually feel special. I'm happy to be here, guys. As long as there's HoN games to cast, then I will be here to cast them. Make it my #1 priority, for, of course, to be in these HoN Tour games. But upcoming next week, I've been told that Complexity is going to be scrimming quite a bit. And so, yeah, hopefully that'll happen, because I know I told you guys that we were going to be scrimming yesterday. There we go. Yeah, I know I had mentioned that we were going to be scrimming yesterday, and I was told that we were going to be scrimming yesterday. Unfortunately, it did not happen. So, but next week, supposedly we will be casting scrims. We shall see. As everybody's trying to get reconnected, let's take a look at a few of the items here. Ring of Sorcery has been completed on Keeper of the Forest, so he's going to be able to keep his mana up. Keep the pushes going strong whenever they do start to push. Top Tower is, of course, taking a pretty significant amount of damage. But, not significant enough, as it still does, in fact, stand. Engineer, he's approaching Boots. He's only about 414 gold off from Boots at this point. That is, of course, about 80.7%. I don't know. I'm going to say 80.7%, 80.14%, something like that. But yeah, he is pretty far from his Boots still, which is unfortunate. He's playing that hard suffer support. Not going to be doing the dual support thing like on the other side of the river, where Luna and Glacius both get to share some of that burden so that they both can get some money, both can get boots. Warbeast finishes up his Steam Boots Abyssal Skull combination at only 12 minutes into the game, and that's actually really good for Warbeast. Of course, involvement in 3 kills and only taking 1 death is great for Warbeast. 318 gold per minute, leads his team by a significant margin. Hag, she's just kind of sitting on her bare minimum. Got some red boots. She has a Ring of the Teacher. And Fade goes for the Striders as well as a bottle power supply. Nothing too much to speak of there. Pebbles, he's sitting on about 2,000 gold as they're going to try to TP into the top lane. Stalagmite's out, and double damage Pebbles will be able to get the deny here, most likely. Oh no! Keeper of the Forest actually gets it. The Ward of Revelation's down though. Where's the root from Keeper? Is he going to be able to use the root? He's not using it just yet. There's the root. Couple more auto attacks. Will Keeper be able to get out of there? He's hugging the trees a little bit too much. Still in range, and Stalagmites actually finish off Keeper. A couple of Ward of Revelations come in. Very, very handy there. Bottom tower did go down during this time. Warbeast, of course, very able to take that up. Avalanche comes in. The Soul Burst, and Soul Stealer takes down the Fade. And wow, oh wow, did Fade just explode right there. The Avalanche into Soul Burst combination and just disintegrated. So not bad. Both teams get a tower. But unfortunately for the Legion team, Hellborn brings home a couple kills to go with that tower. Soul Stealer with that portal key that he's now shown will be able to get some pretty strong initiations and move around, get the correct demon hands thrown up here soon. As a keg goes out, Luna is actually hit by the keg there, and the haunt is applied as well. Sonar Scream finishes him off. Flensmeister picks home that kill out of mana. Tundra, Ice Imprisonment goes out onto the Hellhound. Shout out to Pew for that big Ice Imprisonment. Burning Shadows onto Tundra. Tundra's in some trouble. He's going to walk right through the energy field, and down he goes. 5 players from the Legion team here in the middle lane. And they might try to bring down this defensive tower. In fact, they most certainly will. And I did not talk about this earlier, but Warbeast plus Keeper of the Forest is some insane pushing potential. Like, absolutely insane pushing potential. If they take any amount of time to dedicate to pushing, they're going to be able to get a few. As I'm getting some lag spikes. It looks, I don't know what that was. I'm not dropping any frames. Let me make sure my GPU is not overheating, as actually a keg goes out right there. Engineer goes down. Nice job from Sven to actually get that kill. I did mention a little bit earlier, guys, that I installed a new fan on my video graphics adapter, graphics card, whatever you want to call that, late last night, and damn if that was not a pain in the ass. I consider myself pretty computer savvy. Like, I'm able to build my own rigs and, you know, write my own very basic code to do what I need to get done, and, you know, install everything, fix a lot of things, you know, handy with the soldering iron when I need to be. But damn if installing that fan was not ridiculously complicated and difficult. I had to put on so many different, like, cooling foil fans or cooling fins and stuff, and then perfectly align the stupid fan to the new graphics card. But you know what? It's keeping my temperatures down about 15 degrees lower than they were, and I didn't even install it correctly, I'm pretty sure. As Portal Key goes out right there, Engineer goes down, the Soul Burst just disintegrates him once more. Damn if that's not satisfying to watch. You don't see that very often anymore, as Reflection Fade's going to open up. She gets the Burning Shadows, and Warbeast is going to come in. Emerald Lightning's going to be going out. Root comes in. Bat Blast going to hit 4 players right there. Sonar Scream, and down goes Aluna, down goes Glacius. Soul Stealer going to try to turn this one around, but he might be in some trouble himself, as auto attacks are coming out here. Pebbles comes in. The combination, no! Just the chuck, the auto attacks, and Warbeast does go down. Flensmeister has to back out of there. Pebbles does not have anything left. And in the end, I mean, that's a pretty good trade for the Legion side, but they do lose their Warbeast when all is said and done, so that's not ideal by any means. Pebbles picks up that haste, and he will be able to get back to wherever he wants to do just that much faster. But back to this graphics card. So now it's silent. Like, you guys might have heard in the past that there was like this whirring, this high-pitched droning, and that was my graphics card fan that was working at like 80% to keep my graphics card from overheating. And now it's working at 100% right now, and I can't even hear it. So I assume that you guys cannot hear it, and that's good because it's keeping it cooler. So there you go. Big shout out to Accelero Arctic something or another fan, as Fade might be in some trouble here. Burning Shadows comes in, and we'll be able to escape for now. Activates the Deep Shadows and trying to get his jukes on. And there you go. Fade will be able to escape for now. Not bad. So there you go. I'm just hoping that it doesn't overheat, because I know that one of the cooling fins that I put on fell off. The cement stuff, the epoxy that I was using did not work very well, and so I'm hoping that just like this little one tiny part of my graphics card doesn't overheat and explode the entire thing, and then because Deny goes off in the middle lane. As I was trying to test it out this morning, I let the epoxy dry and cure overnight. I tested out this morning, went into a mid-wars game before I was casting, and my graphics card, actually, the drivers crashed 30 seconds into the game and crashed my entire HoN. And I was like, oh, okay, that's great. And so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to try to cast on this. It's been fine since then. No lag, sitting here at 48 degrees Celsius. I'm happy with it. You guys should be happy too. If you don't like hearing about this, too bad, because I'm happy and I'm going to tell you about it. Current state of the game is 10-13 in favor of Druids. They're up 4,000 gold and about even on experience. So the gold lead that they have is almost entirely in the Pebbles and the Soul Stealer. The Tundra, of course, does have a bit of gold as well, but their 2 supports may be holding them down a little bit. Combo goes out onto Keeper of the Forest. Power throws there, and Ice Imprisonment. Keeper of the Forest takes the fall. Pablo McDad just getting a little bit caught out of position, walked right by a ward. And, well, there you go. He does take the fall. 500 gold per minute. Soul Stealer looking kind of scary as he picks up a Shrunken Head to complement his Portal Key and Steam Boots combination here at 19 minutes in. The Druids carry player, Fabelli, is really impressing me. Like, really, really impressing me. He's doing so much better than I expected out of this team. I went into the games today just expecting Vitriolic to kind of win. I've never been particularly impressed with the Druids team, and to be honest, I really haven't watched a whole lot of their scrims before or anything like that, but just been kind of unimpressed with their results. And combo going in right there on the Wretched Hag. Power throw is going to miss, though. They're going to try to turn it around. Ultimate activated from Warbeast. He hits that Shrunken Head, and he's going to be trying to get in there. Keeper of the Force comes in with the Root. Pebbles is in some trouble. The Sonar Scream not even needed. And, Shrunken Head. Soul Stealer hits with the Soul Burst right there. Keeper of the Force, he's going to go down. He does take a fall right there. Tundra comes in. The Eye is on him, and Avalanche comes out. He's going to try to block the path, and the Eye does reveal Fade, but he gets a nice Burning Shadows off in the meantime, and Tundra is not done just yet. He wants more. He summons the bird, finds the Engineer right there. Coral's going to start slowing him down. Flensmeister gets a kill onto Pew in the background, and Wretched Hag will have to get out of there. Demon Hand's not going to connect, and, well, looks like that's going to be the end of it, as both teams lose a couple of players, Glacius and Pebbles, being traded out for Warbeast and Keeper of the Forest. So Druid's definitely getting the better end of that exchange. But in the end, it really wasn't too much of a difference. It was roughly even. Warbeast, of course, the huge threat from the Legion team. Losing him is a very big deal. And Keeper of the Forest, their third strongest farmer, you don't want to be losing him either. Man, oh man. I'm excited to be here for some HoN Tour, guys. I hope that you are too. We, of course, will be back with the grand finals of Gold Division, excuse me, tomorrow morning. That's going to be at 12 p.m. EST. 9 p.m. as a combo goes out right there. Red power throw not even needed. Engineer takes a quick fall. But yeah, 9 p.m. PST, that's 12 p.m. EST and 1800 Central European time. We'll be coming back with the gold finals. The winner of this series going to be taking on the big boys. Look very strong as Burning Shadows come out. The Cole's there as well. Ultimate activated from Warbeast. Uses that Shrunken Head. And down goes Pebbles. So looks like Sven actually falling behind a little bit here as Warbeast is going to try to make his way over to these Ancients. And I really do like this Warbeast skin. He looks like some kind of a badass Cerberus looking thing when he ultimates. And I like it quite a bit. So the big boys, they were able to 2-0 Pencils the last time that they met a little bit earlier last week. And, well, we'll see if they're going to be able to do it again if they face Pencils once more. Or if DrDz finds the 2-0 over Pencils right here, we could very well have ourselves quite the series. We shall see, though, which team is going to be moving on, as DrDz is still ahead in this game, but down by about 2,000 experience and only up by about 3,000 gold. So their lead is starting to dwindle. And although Soulstealer is farming very, very well, he's not been particularly involved with these team fights as of recent. So not going to be getting too much involvement just right yet. So he does pick off quite a few of these minions. If I recall his build correctly, he goes for a Firebrand into Geometer's Bane next, as a Firebrand is in fact picked up. And then finishes it off with a Soul's Bulwark into a Demonic. It's a nice turret right there. Scores a kill onto the Thunderbird. Thunderbird is only level 2. As the Avalanche goes in right there. Fade out of position. And down he goes. The red power throw from Aluna. He is just so on the ball. Fabunko just looking fantastic with those power throws. I like it quite a bit. As Glacius does score the kill onto the Minotaur. Pew says, I'll take that. And now, Hellborn team going to be looking toward Kongor with that Thunder Charge. Everybody attacks faster. I love the wording on this. Last winter, Tundra had 2 distant relatives teach him how to charge his enemies correctly, coating them in ice on the contact. The ice makes them easier to hit, increasing everyone's attack speed against the target. I don't know, I just find that pretty damn funny as Piercing Shards go out in the top lane. Kongor does go down and Soulstealer picks up the Token of Life. And Keeper of the Forest wants to come in and actually get the kill onto Tundra with his root, but Tundra will actually back off. With the kill onto Kongor and now some Ancients, the Belly is pretty damn close to finishing up that Geometer's Bane, only about 800 gold off now. Soul's Bulwark has been picked up on fine. So he's going to be able to knock down those towers even faster when they choose to do that. The portal key on Keeper of the Forest has already been shown off a couple of times. But, well, always going to be very useful to have. Drop that root, drop that ultimate in the middle of these team fights. Fade still trying to get in there and get her farm. She actually goes for a push stick first. A little bit interesting. You sometimes see push sticks on heroes that do get null stones. I mean, against a hero that might get a null stone, like a Silhouette or a Draconis or pretty much those 2 heroes. But yeah, Fade going to be going for that push stick first. And I don't really know why. I think I really would have preferred a portal key on her. But that's what Sweet Pro is in fact going to be going for. Flensmeister, he's farming pretty well. 308 gold per minute. Finishes up his Shrunken Head. As we saw in the last game when Sweet Pro was playing, that hag did in fact go for a Shrunken Head once again. So seems that the Pencils team does prefer their Shrunken Head hags. Pebbles is just 1 Arcana away from finishing up that Hellflower, about 1,300 gold. And then he will have that one. And Tundra picks up a Soul's Bulwark himself, so not going to be going for one on Soul Stealer this time, at least not likely, as the Thunderbird's trying to scout out for somebody to initiate on, as Soul Stealer actually takes a little bit of fire from the Engineer turret. No, not actually even taking any fire. Double damage on Tundra as top tower does go down, or bottom tower goes down in favor of the Legion team. The Warbeast minions doing some work over there. I assume that Warbeast had to have just been there and TP'd back. No, the Wolves can't attack without him, so maybe the Wolves were dove past the tower, just cutting the lane. It's a possibility. Soul Stealer still has that double damage activated for about another 0 seconds. And does try to put some more damage into the tower where the demon hands, there they are, and a lot of stuff goes down as the Wolves are trying to finish off this Shiverbird. But no, Shiverbird able to get on out of there as there's so many minions in this game. Korul fighting with the Hellhounds, fighting with the Shiverbird, fighting with the Tree Dogs. It's kind of getting a little bit ridiculous, guys. There's not even an Ophelia in the game. Turret going to be going out as Soul Stealer does get hit by that once again. Does he not actually get hit by that? Like, he should have a slow on him if he's being hit by it, and it looks like he's just somehow dodging it, like Matrix bullet time style. And it's kind of weirding me out, guys. It is kind of weirding me out. Funspleister continuing to try to farm here in the middle lane. Not going to be doing so just yet. Keg's going to go out and does connect with Soul Stealer. Will they go in right now? Now he gets hit by the turret, so gets hit by 5 sprays of the turret as double damage, or excuse me, TP is being activated. Everybody wants to go back toward the middle lane. And Soul Stealer actually picks up a Hungry Spirit right there. So will he be going for a Whispering Helm into Symbol of Rage? I would expect so. If he goes for a Mask of Madness, or excuse me, a Elder Parasite, I will be very, very impressed as... Hello? I'm freezing. Everything just froze. I don't know if you guys can see me or not, or hear me or anything. There we go. Graphics card actually looks like it just kind of screwed up once more, as... there's no mouse on the screen. Interesting. So it looks like one player did go down. A couple players, Pebbles as well as Tundra, do in fact go down, and they're going to be trying to make their way over to finish off this Soul Stealer and Luna, perhaps. Soul Stealer maybe wants to turn it around, actually, and activates the Soul Burst. Big shrunken head there, though, from Keeper the from Warbeast, and they will be able to clean up these Ancients, instead taking them from their friends. So I do not have a mouse, which is kind of odd. I'm still able to navigate like I have a mouse. Let me see if I can minimize. Okay, so my mouse is back now. That's very, very odd, guys. Very, very odd indeed. Soul Stealer gets initiated on right here. Activates the Geobane, though, and he will be able to actually get out of there when removing that haunt. And now Soul Stealer's going in. Combo onto a couple players right there. Engineer goes down. Fade in some trouble. Hits the deep shadows, but will be able to still fall. Gotta make sure that everything's still operating, and seeing some weird things in chat there. No, it looks like it's still pretty far back there. Okay. We're still good, guys. I was very concerned there for a moment, but we are still good. Defensive tower taking a lot of pressure here. Soul Stealer's starting to pound into that one. Bassett throws down the steam turret as, well, Soul Stealer is going to take a little bit of pressure. And Soul Stealer actually going to burn the token here. So it had about 30 seconds left on it, and will they be able to? No, the energy field actually whiffs right there. Tundra going to go in with the piercing shards. Does not do a ton of damage. Soul Stealer ultimate onto a few people, still not doing a ton of damage itself. And, well, the root going to be applied there using the Geobane to try to get out of there. Bat Blast connected with a lot of players. Cole, down goes Pebbles, down goes Glacius. Soul Stealer's going to take a keg. No, the keg does hit on a Luna. Luna might be the next one to fall. Sonar Scream going to be coming out, and Soul Stealer's still not able to activate that portal key. Now he might be able to activate the portal key. Luna going to try to TP on out, but she will take the fall. Tundra not able to get out of there either. He's going to be taking a couple of auto attacks. Hag blinks up, does not have a haunt available. Couple more auto attacks. Big push stick right there, but still not in time. Wretched Hag, so rough. Almost able to get the kill there, but a nice timely spawn of that co-roll. And Wretched Hag's targeting gets a little bit screwed up. So, damn. Very unfortunate for him. Well played by the Legion team, though. Pencils now ahead by about 7,000 experience, as well as a few thousand gold. So, looking like they might want to force a game number 3, guys. They say, we do not want to go 2 and out. We want to bring this to even. We want to go to game 3. And with Warbeast banking up about 5,000 gold, he's starting to look pretty damn fearsome. And Soul Stealer's effect is starting to wear off just a little bit. Keeper of the Forest is just continuing to jungle. He does have a Shaman's Headdress picked up. And with that Shaman's Headdress, he of course will be going for a Barrier Idol. Going to be nice against the magic damage that the opposing team does have out. The Soul Burst, as well as the Demon Hands from the Soul Stealer, as well as all the magic damage from Glacius and Aluna. And even the combination there from Pebbles, a lot of that is magic damage. A portal key was just picked up on Fade, so she does have a little bit more initiation now. I like that pickup quite a bit, and Wretched Hag still just sitting with that shrunken head. She's got about 3,200 gold, though, and as she vendors something, she picks up her first Arcana. So she will be able to pick up a second one whenever she would like. I think I'd like to just see her pick that one up in base so that if she dies, she does not lose as much money. But no, not going to be doing that just yet. Fade activates the level 2 Reflection and is going on an adventure now. Going to be using the Bound Eye that she actually dropped. I don't like that choice. They gave the Bound Eye back to Keeper of the Forest, who has finished up the Barrier Idol. I think they really should have given the Bound Eye back to Fade. With the clear vision that she's able to get from her Reflection ability, I do like having it on her. Although in the jungle down here, Glacius Illusions running into Wretched Hag. Another one going to be walking over here and not going to be of too much consequence. Keeper of the Forest doing a little bit of counter warding. Wants to give himself that Nature's Veil so that if he gets jumped on, he can stand a little bit more pressure. I really do like the Hellborn team's approach, though. They're just going to try to do a little bit of warding of their own. They want to try to secure this Kongor pit, knowing that the next Kongor could very well mean the game. Keeper of the Forest minions maybe going over to do a little bit of scouting, but nothing's going on just yet. Animated Tree gets frozen in kind of a cool pose right there. And does get fed to the god that is Soul Stealer. 548 gold per minute on Soul Stealer, by the way, as he does finish up his Whispering Helm. He's going to be going for a much more physical damage-oriented build than you might see from Soul Stealers a long time ago. And, of course, I really would expect to see a Demonic finished up here on Tundra at some point. Middle lane, the Hellborn team's trying to close the distance and maybe make something happen here with the Legion, but not quite, not quite. Tundra picks up an eye of his own, so both teams just continuing to do a little bit of counter warding, and as the Legion team is pushed back pretty damn far right now, would not be surprised to see a little bit of damage being put out onto Kongor, but with no vision over here, they might actually just be waiting for the other team to get out of position as they walk by this ward of sight right here. They're going to have to get a counter ward, and not going to use that just yet. Okay, so they will get the ward killed as the bird now starts to fly in, and Warbeast will be teleporting back to the bottom tower. He wants to try to get a few kills. The Hellborn team, they're doing some serious pub training. Like, somebody needs to rename themselves Engineer or conductor or something. Mr. Train, because there's a real big pub train going on, as they are just looking for a kill, knowing that if they can get one person out of position, they can actually re-secure their lead in this game. But as of now, not a whole lot going on. Warbeast has finished up his demonic breastplate, so that's what he was banking all that gold for. And this bottom tower, the last remaining outer tower here of the Legion team, is now the target of the Hellborn. Soulstealer in the front lines. He's actually going to be in a little bit of trouble. Burning Shadows goes out, but he turns it around. The ultimate goes off right there with the shrunken head. The root's going to be coming in, and Soulstealer might be in a little bit of trouble. Doesn't have a token of life this time, and well, Energy Field going to be going down. Bat Blast goes out. They're going to try to turn it around. Combo goes out, and nobody's down just yet. Soulstealer does take a fall. Now Tundra as well. Pebbles in some trouble. Glacius falls as well, and Tundra is certainly going to be in, or excuse me, Pebbles is certainly in some trouble. Luna is going to be going down over here in the bottom right-hand corner. She takes the fall. Pebbles is able to escape with a well-timed stalagmites, but Pencils looks like they want to even this series up, guys. They are now up 5,000 gold and, of course, 14,000 experience. They found Pebbles. Pebbles is in some trouble, perhaps. No, they are not able to land any attacks. And so unfortunate. No, they actually find him right there. The haunt goes up, gets slowed up a little bit by the haunt as well as the turret. And now Pebbles is in some trouble. He's going to be able to take down Engineer. Engineer's in so much trouble right now. And no, Engie does actually survive with about 15 HP. Wants to make sure that he does not take any damage from this tower and will not be able to. Yeah, so they're able to get the tower, but Soulstealer does buy back. And with that buyback, he's able to defend the racks. So, great patient play here by the Legion team. Very, very well done. Getting that great initiation with Fade going in, using the Burning Shadows. He actually did not really land the Burning Shadows, per se. Looked like Soulstealer was able to Geobane right before the Burning Shadows did go out. It's quite a long cast time. The cast animation for that spell is. And, well, Legion team going to try to get in there and get Kongor done. Will they be able to? It looks like they might actually get caught out of position, perhaps. And with no Bound Eye on them, Fade's going to be getting in there. Fade gets the full spot. And Hellborn needs to retreat. They need to retreat bad. One ward does go out, and Warbeast, he's going to be trying to get in there. No, they're going to try to turn it around. Shrunken Head already used here by Soulstealer, and Soulstealer will have to back up. And Legion team, if they want, they can really, really get in there, get the engage in this fight. And I think they should be able to easily take it with no Shrunken Head available on Soulstealer. They should be able to capitalize on that cooldown being unavailable. But will they want to? Kongor's at about 66% life. That was pretty specific, guys. Pretty specific indeed. And, well, Warbeast makes his way in, activates that War Cry, and with that Demonic Breastplate, he's going to be able to do quite a bit of damage as down goes the Thunderbird. Red Power Throw goes in, giving the Hellborn team the knowledge that they are looking for. And will either team go for the initiation? Kongor now below 50% life. A Slayer was just picked up on Soulstealer as in comes the damage onto Tundra. Tundra takes a fall right there. Shrunken Head activated on Wretched Hag. Will she be doing anything else with it? Looks to go for Glacius. The Haunt goes out onto Glacius, but they let Pew escape with his life, saying, Kongor is more important than you silly, silly snowman. You're not even Frosty the Snowman, so nobody even cares. Warbeast trying to bring down Kongor as fast as possible, and Kongor will go down. And the combination comes out from Pebbles, not quite able to, and find in a little bit of trouble here. The Root going to come out. They're going to turn it around. Pebbles goes down, and will they be able to get the kill onto Soulstealer? The Token of Life is there on fine. Bat Blast comes out, and down goes Soulstealer. GG, well played, come out, and that is it, guys. Pencils evens up the score at 1-0, so very, very well played to them. And guys, we're going into game number 3. So let's go ahead and get this one updated. And you guys can take a look at the stats, but I know that that was extremely well played there by Pencils. The patience that they were displaying throughout that entire game. They were down for so long with the great start there on Soulstealer, but they knew that if they got great initiations, they were able to take that game in the late, and that is exactly what they did. So guys, hope that you enjoyed that one. I know I certainly did. We're going to be going into Game 3 here in just a moment. Let's get this scoreboard updated as well. So thanks for watching. Hope that you stick around for Game 3 to find out which one of these two teams is going to be going on to the Grand Finals to face the big boys tomorrow morning in the Grand Finals here of HoN Tour Gold number 2 for $1,000 and 1,000 points. It's going to be very important that you guys all tune into Game 3 and, of course, tomorrow morning. So another big shout out to HoN Tour, S2 Games for putting it on, and of course to Complexity Gaming for allowing Colecast to happen. You can check them out at complexitygaming.com, facebook.com/complexitygaming, and twitter.com/complexitylive. So make sure to check those ones out, guys. There's links to it in chat. There's links to it in the info section below. There's easy social media links for all of Complexity, the players, myself, the caster, you know. It's all over the place. Guys, while you're at it, follow me at BeefHotPie1 on Twitter. And that's it. We're going to go to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with game number 3. This is Colecast HoN Tour Gold Lowers Finals.